I did want to say something. When I saw that clip, when I tell you I prejudged the mess out of you,
Mm.
and I will admit that. I mean, but of course, it's to be expected. It's the only thing that I've ever heard from you,
It
right?
was a clip. It was a clip. I get it.
Yeah, 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 for
Yeah.
sure. And hearing you speak today, I'm like, okay, he got some sense. Like I can listen to you. We good, right?
Mhm.
Um, and I want to address something that you said about men's communication styles.
Yeah.
So they are different. Women's communication styles, men's communication styles, they are absolutely different. And both of us would benefit from learning that from each other, right? And I'm really glad that you said that,
Mhm.
because we do have very different ways of communicating because we're both socialized differently. But to Shan's point, everyone wants to be heard, but no one really wants to listen. But also, I think, from my opinion, and I'm a woman, right? And I experience men. I don't have men's experience. But in me experiencing men, men's communication style is also limited. Am I wrong?
Mm. Yes and no. The yes part is I agree with you. Obviously, they're different. But the reason for what they're different matters. So number one, women just by nature use more words, and I actually don't think it's a socialization thing.
Okay.
In the actual interview, I had broke down about a socialization theory called blank slate theory. This is a ideology or a viewpoint that people who tend to lean more feminist operate in. If you don't know or understand what blank slate theory is, you're entering into arguments about something that you do not know is influencing why you think and see things the way that you do to begin with. Blank slate theory is the concept that outside of just some physical differences between men and women, psychologically and yes, psychologically, they're basically the same. If blanks, I'll explain why that's a problem. Much of the data and research shows we are not the same physiologically or psychologically, and we see it most expressed in our hormones. We see it when we have orgasms. We see it in terms of testosterone versus estrogen levels. There's so many things that's built in hardwired in terms of how we react and respond to sex or after sex, even in terms of being ready for sex. Point by point by point, you'll see that we actually have a lot of differences. Even if we're 98% the same, we have these very, very noticeable differences. A blank slate theorist ignores all of that. So when you hear feminists talk, and they're always talking about equality, equality, equality. We need to be the same. We need to be the same. We need to have sex the same way men do. We need to be able to do the same type of work that men do, even if their bodies are better built for it. The blank slate theorists, because they want to disregard science, they want to disregard biology for the sake of the ideology that says we're equal in all things. When you think about it, it's problematic because now you're the sex that's not acting like the other sex, you think they're doing something wrong. So this is what happens whenever men or women are trying to have this conversation and they're trying to almost get the other to conform versus almost more so understanding and integrating within their system. So I'll give you an example, and this isn't even relating to blank slate theory. This is about women and accountability as an example. Got all these black women on the panel, and I'm about to bring up women and accountability and see how this gonna go. A lot of men will joke around and they'll say what? Women don't accept accountability. They always shirking from it. They running. They bringing up other issues, right? I said in a previous podcast, what if the issue is not that women don't seek or accept accountability? What if their relationship with accountability is just a little bit different than ours? So for men, how are we held accountable when we do something wrong? When we're told or informed that we did something wrong, we're just like, oh, okay. I did something wrong in terms of my actions or my behavior, and I'm not going to do it again. Therefore, I'm going to hold myself accountable. Women don't have that same linear, straightforward approach. When I say to you, or when I say to Ty or Jasmine, you did this, their initial response is not based on the fact of what I'm pointing out that they did wrong. Their initial response is the feeling that it's not that I'm saying that you did something wrong. They're interpreting and reacting to it as if I said something's wrong with them. Men that understand that will have a much better understanding of being calmer with women, especially when he first brings something up to his girlfriend, his wife, his female friend. He knows that there's the strong potential that when I point something out to you that you did wrong, her initial reaction and response is not going to be, oh, you know what, I'm sorry. It's usually it doesn't go like that. Initially, she's like, what's wrong with me? And you'll hear it when it's like, so now I'm not a good wife. Now I'm not a good girlfriend. Now I'm not. I'm talking about the act, and you're making it about your identity. You weren't socialized to do that. No one taught you how to do that. My role and job, both as a clinician and now entering into this podcast space, is actually to have those types of conversations, to get us to understand each other's differences, what each other's going through, how we see and internalize things that could be different. And I'm not trying to socialize it out of us. If men just act like women, we'll all be fine. If women act like men, we'll all be fine. No, I said we have unique differences. We got to figure out how to get back to integrating with them. And part of that discussion was literally that. They asked me for 2 hours. Why can't we understand what's going on in the dating market? Why are things so bad? What's going on with men? And I'm answering point by point by point. So yeah, so that's why. So believe it or not, despite the quote unquote mini viral clip, I'm not a, you know, I get that people prejudge, but I'm highly encouraging all of us, believe it or not. My goal with my podcast is to get people to start to read again, to actually watch documentaries, to actually have a slightly higher level intellectual conversations. I think a lot of the stereotypical stuff with our community, we don't display this type of conversations. So for me, I want us to be the new wave of millennials and Gen Z folks that really, just have higher ideals of what we're capable of. So for me, if at the end of this conversation, when we're done this tonight, Lachey, is it Lachey or Lashia?
Laisha.
Laisha, sorry. If Laisha has a slightly positive, better attitude towards me than she did a week ago, then I did my job. But even if she doesn't, did I plant the seeds for her to have to be at least intellectually curious to explore it beyond this conversation? That's the goal.